Utopia did not do a Day 37 for Labrynth to Lord Stanley on Saturday because of the Stanley Cup Finals and along with Father's Day. Game 2, the Boston Bruins won that game in overtime because of Daniel Pyle. He scored the game-winning goal. Patrick Sharp had a wrist shot to open up the game and give the Blackhawks the 1-0 lead in Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals. And Pyle scored the opening goal in Game 3 and built on that confidence, built on that momentum after the Bruins took Game 2 on the road at the United Center in Chicago. And then in the second period, Jaromir Jagr, he's showing off his passing skills as a playmaker, as a quarterback. He passes the puck to Milan Lucic. It hits Milan Lucic's stick, and then Patrice Bergeron scores, giving the Bruins a 2-0 lead and a 2-0 win. Zdeno Chara's defense, Tuukka Rask's goaltending, my dad attending the game in Boston on a business trip, Draft Utopia getting 50 likes on Facebook all in one day. All of these things, good omens for Boston sports fans as the Bruins take that 2-1 lead in the series, and the Chicago Blackhawks have to win Game 4 because the Chicago Blackhawks cannot afford to go down 3-1 in this series. The NHL, the fans, Blackhawks fans, they want to see the series go 7 games. If Boston wins it Game 4, the series is going to end in 6, and the Bruins are going to win the Stanley Cup. Because the Bruins have shown they're the team with the momentum right now, and this team swept the Penguins. Even though they lost Game 1 in overtime, they took Game 2 in overtime as well, and they showed in Game 3 that they're the dominant team. They're the team that can deliver the shutout. They're the team that you don't want to mess with right now. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens from this point. But the Boston Bruins look like the Broad Street Bullies of Beantown, and you're up 2-1 in this series. You're playing again in Boston on Wednesday, and my dad grew up in Boston before he met my mother, so maybe that is good luck for the Boston Bruins as they would go up 3-1. Remember, when the Boston Bruins faced the Vancouver Canucks back in 2011, most of my friends, my dad, they were rooting for the Bruins, even though I picked the Canucks to win it that year. And it looks like the exact same situation. Before the playoffs started, I picked the Chicago Blackhawks to win it all. But the Bruins showed up, spoiled my prediction, and it looks like history's about to repeat itself. And you got to tip your hat to the Boston Bruins. Not Draft Utopia, but Bruins. You got to tip your hat to the Bruins because it looks like they're going to get their second Stanley Cup in 3 seasons. This is Chris Ransom signing off.